Happy Friday! Time for an American Family News Update. I'm Bronson Woodruff. The United States has bolstered its forces in the Middle East, and this as the region remains in a volatile state, and Iran has threatened to retaliate against Israel for the killing of a Hamas leader in Tehran last week. Fox's Kevin Uretsky has that report.
Pentagon Deputy Press Secretary Sabrina Singh explaining the reasoning behind the decision to send more U.S. assets to the region.
To improve U.S. force protection, increase support for the defense of Israel, and to ensure the United States is prepared to respond to a various number of contingencies.
The move follows the recent rocket attack at Al-Assad Air Force Base in Iraq, in which the Pentagon now says 4 U.S. service members and 1 contractor were injured. Singh on whether the U.S. will respond.
We always reserve that right, and we will take measures that we need to ensure the protection of our forces.
Singh also says that the U.S. military posture in the Middle East remains
defensive in nature.
Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
New police body camera footage released shows some of the chaos that ensued after the recent assassination attempt on former President Trump in Pennsylvania. Fox's Alexis McAdams has those details.
In the minutes right after the shooting, you can hear the cops talking. One officer, livid, saying he told the Secret Service to secure that roof, but says they just didn't listen.
I told him to post guys over here.
About 30 seconds before the gunman opened fire, one officer had a chance to stop this whole thing, to stop the shooter. The local cop was boosted up by another officer, but when he saw the armed 20-year-old up on that rooftop, he dropped down. Then the gunman started shooting, firing nearly a dozen gunshots into the crowd, nearly assassinating President Trump and killing an innocent man. 2 others, as we know, were badly injured. There were 12 videos released by police. One video shows, and you can hear these cops talking about how they were watching the gunman for a while, but say they just lost track of him.
And speaking of Trump, he gave an hour-long news conference on Thursday in which he recommitted to debating Vice President Kamala Harris. As Trump addressed reporters at his Palm Beach, Florida estate, ABC announced that Trump and Harris, the Democratic nominee, have agreed to a September 10th presidential debate, setting up a widely anticipated face-off in an already unparalleled presidential election. Trump said he had proposed 3 presidential debates with 3 TV networks in September. In taking more than a dozen questions from reporters, Trump tried to draw a contrast with Harris, who had not held a news conference since she became the likely Democratic nominee following President Biden's withdrawal from the race. And Vice President Harris is facing criticism for her record on crime as San Francisco's district attorney. Fox's William Lajeunesse has those details.
The year, 2014. Police called Prop 47 a get-out-of-jail-free card. Retailers and local DAs predicted a rise in crime. But the state's top cop, Attorney General Kamala Harris, said at the time, nothing. Harris claimed as AG it was her duty to stay neutral. Others disagreed. Top newspapers said Harris failed to inform voters, calling her gutless and disappointing. 10 years later, some voters want to undo Prop 47, still blaming Harris for mislabeling it the Safe Neighborhoods and Schools Act. As DA, she promised to never seek the death penalty, which outraged critics and allies alike when a man murdered police officer Isaac Espinoza.
At least 7 people have been killed as a result of Tropical Storm Debby. The system has been hammering away at much of the East Coast, producing rain, strong winds, and a few tornadoes. Staff at the National Hurricane Center have indicated that Debby isn't done when it comes to hitting the Carolinas. Debby is expected to break up a bit as it continues moving up the coast, but it is supposed to be dumping a lot of rain all the way up into New England. President Biden has approved emergency declarations for Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and also Florida. And that'll do it for this American Family News Update. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. I'm Bronson Woodruff.